Hello dear students, welcome once again in online lecture series arranged by Gokhale Education Society's BYK College of Commerce, Nasik. In last lecture, we have covered criticism and significance of the law of DMU. In this lecture, we will cover the last part of chapter number 2. This lecture is the last lecture of this topic series, that is 3.1 to 3.5. So, I, Mrs. Rajeshri Naik, will start today's lecture. Today, in this lecture, we are going to study about relationship between marginal utility and price. Let us discuss the relationship between marginal utility and price in order to understand how the law of diminishing marginal utility forms the basis of law of demand. It is a perfect example of practical application of the law of diminishing marginal utility, means DMU. To understand the relation, it is essential to convert marginal utility in terms of money so that it can be compared with market price. Let us assume 1 unit of marginal utility is equal to rupees 10 and market price per unit of X is equal to rupees 50. Now, see the table number 2.3, which explains the relationship between marginal utility and price. Total 6 columns are here. First column is about number of units. Second column is about MU per unit of X. Third column is about MU in terms of money. Means 1 unit is equal to rupees 10. Fourth column is about market price per unit of X, which is equal to rupees 50. And the last column is about comparison between MU and price. Okay. So if you see the first column, there are 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you observe column number 2, MU per unit goes on diminishing with every further unit consumed. What I said, MU per unit goes on diminishing with every further unit consumed. That is 10, 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. In the third column, MU in terms of money is expressed by using the formula, that is X into 10. Market price per unit of X is equal to rupees 50. Okay. Now, I will explain the last column. The last column is about comparison between MU and price. So, I will explain the last column along with entire table point-wise. Listen very carefully. First point. The table shows that a consumer starts buying units of commodity X for his consumption one after the other. Second point, marginal utility, which is added to his stock, goes on diminishing with every further unit consumed. Third point, when MU is converted in terms of money, one can easily compare it with market price, which is shown in the column 5. For the first 3 units consumed, it is found that marginal utility in terms of money is greater than the price paid. Fifth point, a rational consumer will willingly buy these units since the benefit derived is more than the price paid. Sixth point, at the fourth unit, marginal utility and price becomes equal. So the consumer can also think of buying the fourth unit. In the case of fifth and sixth units, marginal utility DRI is less than the market price paid. And the last point, a rational consumer will not buy further once the equality between marginal utility and price is established. Okay, now extra information or extra thing about the column number 3. What I said in the third column, MU in terms of money is expressed by using the formula X into 10. Okay, now see, 10 into 10 is equal to 100. 8 into 10 is equal to 80. 7 into 10 is equal to 70. 5 into 10 is equal to 50. 3 into 10 is equal to 30. And 1 into 10 is equal to 10. So a rational consumer will not buy further once the equality between marginal utility and price is established. Okay. So from the given table 2.3, following inferences can be made with reference to marginal utility and price. Number 1, units which a consumer willingly buys because MU is greater than price are called as intra-marginal units. Means MUX is greater than PX. Number 1, units which a consumer willingly buys because MU is greater than price are called as intra-marginal units. Means MUX is greater than PX. Second point, unit at which MU becomes equal with market price is marginal unit. Unit at which MU becomes equal with market price is marginal unit. Means MUX is equal to PX. It's called as consumer's equilibrium. And third point, units which a rational consumer is not willing to buy and consume, where he has to pay more than the MU, are called as extra marginal units. Units which a rational consumer is not willing to buy and consume, where he has to pay more than the MU, are called as extra marginal units. Means here MUX is less than PX. Okay, students. So thus a rational consumer attains equilibrium where MUX is equal to PX. Rational consumer attains equilibrium where MUX is equal to PX. And this relationship between marginal utility and price paved way for law of demand. So, expected questions on the above content. Explain the relationship between marginal utility and price. So, students, that's all with the last part of chapter number 2. I hope that you have understood all the concepts of the chapter clearly. Go through all the videos and study properly. I am sending assignment related to chapter number 2. Do complete the assignment. Also, I will send you notes for chapter number 2 in PDF format. Notes for chapter number 2 in PDF format. The notes contain detailed explanation with different examples of some parts of the chapter. And most important, I will be sending OBT test, objective based test link. So do not forget to solve the test. That's it. We will soon come up with another topic. Till then, have a great time. Thank you.